Finally, at last. I told y'all to wait. I told y'all to be patient because I told you he was coming. But I don't blame y'all for feeling frustrated because at the end of the day, this was a saga. Let's talk a little bit about how I would like to see Bryan Mbuemo fit in at Manchester United. Last season under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United played in a 3-4-2-1. And the rationale as to why a lot of United fans felt like we just couldn't score goals was due to the lack in a proficient number 9. And while I do understand that, I personally think it was a total systemic issue that really arose in midfield. And let me explain. When you looked at Manchester United's midfield pair last season, it really comprised of a combination of between Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Manu Ugarte, sometimes Kobbie Mainoo in the mix. And you guys know that I've never been a real big fan of the 3-4-2-1 or even 3 at the back. However, let me take you back to the year 2014. Louis van Gaal's Red Army. Well, it was actually not his Red Army. It was his Orange Army because Louis van Gaal in that 2014 World Cup absolutely sauced with 3 at the back. I can't even tell you how many compilations of Robin van Persie doing the flying header in slow motion. This Netherlands side wasn't that bad, but it wasn't as strong as, for instance, the 2010 side. And for me, Wesley Sneijder, although he was incredible, was kind of more in his latter years in this team. The focal point was the 2 up top in Arjen Robben and Robin van Persie. These 2 players were absolutely phenomenal. Robin van Persie is an out-and-out 9. Arjen Robben is much more of a wide player. You don't see him as a 9, but what Louis van Gaal did, he set up to play a very counter-attacking team with his 2 lethal attacking focal points up top, and what he did with Wesley Sneijder was play him as a 10, but keep him slightly deeper in midfield. One of my main concerns last season was the lack in presence in midfield. If we had an energetic, robust, combative, quality midfield 3, like for example, a Newcastle midfield of Joelinton, Guimaraes, and a Tonali, then it's a different story. But my guy Bruno can be the Wesley Sneijder, the creative 10, sits slightly deeper because he's getting older, and he becomes part of the midfield 2 in total, becoming the midfield 3. Yeah, De Guzman and Daley Blind, not the most sexiest, but they were solid, and Daley Blind in particular sat deeper slightly to protect and to dictate. Very similarly to how United build up from the back right now, you can have Casemiro play that role. He doesn't need to be running around all over the place. It could be Manu Ugarte sitting a little bit higher in a box-to-box role, or it could be Kobbie Mainoo in that role playing up and down and letting Casemiro dictate from deep. We have to be able to work with what we got, and I hope and pray that we sign more players. As of right now, if we're going to play with our brand spanking new attackers, this would be the setup. Still playing with wingbacks the way Ruben Amorim likes, but playing with a front 2 and a midfield 3 rather than a front 3 and a midfield 2. Let me know what you guys think. Share this video to help me out, and of course, follow for more.